see.
I was invited to come to British Columbia to speak to a group of consumers or something like that. I don't know. I was consumer reporter in Ottawa at the time, and so I was invited to come out and be on a panel. And so I came out, and it was in the springtime, and the apple blossoms were in full bloom, and the tulips were coming up, and the daffs were in full bloom. And
this is like the end of February, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, start of February.
Well, I was just going to say, because 17th and Chesterfield, the cherry blossoms are out already.
I know.
And
I know.
It's February 3rd.
And the Olympians are coming.
I was going to say,
looking for
we
snow.
are having the Spring Olympics.
Where? So that's what did it. I saw the
circus,
country. It just blew me away, and the mountains and the ocean. I just felt so peaceful when I was here, and I was only here for 4 or 5 days. And then I went back, and the following year they invited me to come back out. A different group invited me to come out. I did a lot of public speaking at that time, and so I came back out, and I was sort of toured around and saw everything. And I went back home, and I said, you know, I really would like to eventually, because I had 3 kids and they were all in school, but I thought I would love to get to the West Coast. And then the opportunity came up, and so I came to the West Coast. And I wouldn't go back and shovel snow for any money.
Well, last year you had to shovel it here.
Last year I shoveled. I was heading to Palm Springs last year, and I phoned the cab company, and they said, and it was in the midst of that awful snowstorm, the cab company said, if we can't get into your driveway, we're not coming. But even though we were I'm on a main street.
Well, why didn't you just phone us? We would have taken you, because we got all the Jeeps and the studs and all the rest of it.
I don't ask people to take me places.
Oh, come on,
no, I
Shirley.
don't.
I picked you up. Did I not pick you up at the airport one time? And didn't we have a good? No, I phoned you.
Yeah, because I wanted to have dinner with you.
Yeah, but I phoned you as you got off the airplane. That was a coincidence.
I'm leaving Tuesday at 5.
And we had a really good dinner at Marcello's restaurant.
I'm leaving Tuesday at 5.
Yeah.
In the morning.
AM or PM? In the morning. Okay, well, that's fine, though.
You can take me to the airport Tuesday morning.
Maybe you should.
I'll be up.
Anyway, where were we before you?
Should I nudge you or phone you?
Yeah. I can't remember what wonderful story we were into.
We were talking about Pierre, and we were talking about
all the parties we used to have.
All the parties.
How did I manage to get out here?
How you managed to get out here.
And then I came to CBC here, worked here for a while. And then they didn't renew my contract.
What do you think of Mother CBC?
Necessary.
Okay.
I've been enjoying their programming lately.
Is it worth $1 billion a year?
Yeah. I don't. You know, when you look at a metropolitan area like we have, maybe it's not necessary here, but it's the lifeline to so many communities in this country.
It was. It no longer is the only one.
Well, it is to a degree.
There's no community that isn't wired or
doesn't
have internet of some sort.
Well, God forbid that I argue with you on this one, because you're the expert. I know that.
But
I know.
What I'm asking about is relevance today. And the reason I'm asking is that they just pulled something that I'm fairly strongly opposed to.
Oh, the CBC did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On their website, they have, they've hired a company out of the United States to shill for them and browbeat people into paying any time they make an abstract or copy an article off their website into somebody else's blog. $250 a month. So you can put it into your blog, but you can't leave it there.
I wonder if we could do that at the station and get some revenue.
But you're missing the point. They're using a U.S. firm that is using U.S. copyright law in Canada to try and enforce
and we should be using somebody here if they're going to do it.
Well, but they should be touting Canadian law, if nothing else, which does in fact allow for.
No, Richard, we didn't get that out last week when we were talking about this.
It hadn't happened last week.
This is just in the last week. This is new. This is brand new information.
It's brand spanking new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does anybody know about it?
Oh yeah, they've actually apologized, and they're looking into something else, but who knows? But yes, it has many people's girdle in a twist.
I like listening to the CBC.
I do too. But when you consider, okay, think about the CBC in relation to public radio in general down in the States, or you know, the non-commercial radio.
The public radio in the States is publicly funded.
Donations and things too.
Yeah.
But think about it from the production cost point of view. How many people are there in the room when one of those shows is being done? 5, 6, 7. This is not radio as a we're doing it because it has to be done. We're doing it because we can pump up the number of employees here, and it's like a sinecure for artists who just don't have any other means of support. We're going to, you know, make them producers and put them on air, and some of them are pretty good, but I don't know. Why does it take 5 people or 6 people or 7 people to produce a 2-hour show?
I know.
How many shows have you produced? And how many people? How many people helped you?
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, Richard, we used to have 17 people putting Ramon on Shaw.
Wow.
You know, there was an operator for every camera.
But that's different. I mean,
that's television. That's not radio.
Well, I know it's television, but you can still do. I remember being in Montreal and having lockdown CFCF television and having lockdown cameras. CTV says CFCFC.
But the other side of it is, why should our tax dollars go to fund a bid that is against?
Well, what it's doing is it's training. It's supposed to be training Canadian content.
I'm talking about hockey. I'm talking about bidding against private enterprise and just pouring money out the chute. Why should they be allowed to do that?
I'd rather see CBC sell commercials.
Well, they do.
Well, they did. TV does.
Not
the TV does. Yeah.
Radio
not
doesn't.
on radio, no. But commercials.
But I think that's what the public likes
about
the CBC, because it's not interrupted by a barrage of commercials.
But I don't appreciate.
I have to admit, I'm listening to CBC radio more in the car now than I have in the last 20 years.
Now you listen.
You're not listening to AM 730. The all traffic all the time.
I listen to.
I do.
I listen to 730 when I'm heading for a bridge, or when I'm doing it, and then
which is the whole idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely.
I like 730 for that reason, but 1130's got just about as good. Not quite as good, but just about, because you can listen to it on the one.
Well, it isn't their mandate to have all traffic all the time.
But they tell you when it's going to be, so you can actually turn on and get that one if you want to.
Well, you can do the same thing every 10 minutes on the 4s on NW too, right? There you go.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy.
There you go.
What do you get weather on the?
Pardon?
Traffic on the 4s is really